morning, everybody. Welcome. We got quite the crowd. I got a gaggle of microphones up here, so this is exciting. It's new for me. But welcome to MHP's groundbreaking celebration of the Chimes at North Bethesda. This is a major development that will provide affordable homes for 163 families. This is a wonderful day. It may be cold outside, but hopefully you're all feeling warm inside. Many of us here know that Montgomery County is a great place. I was born and raised here and can't say enough about it. And for many, there's tremendous demand to live and work here, especially in the bustling area of North Bethesda, a place bursting with businesses along the Rockville Pike and its many offshoots. We're a short distance from the North Bethesda Metro, Strathmore, Walter Johnson High School, the Pike and Rose mixed-use development, and many other resources for transportation, education, jobs, culture, healthcare, and more. And with all of these resources and all of these stores and shops and everything else, there is a need for teachers, nurses, retail workers, construction workers, service employees. And they all need an affordable place to live near where they work. Quality affordable housing is essential for low and moderate income people here in Montgomery County. Our residents come from very diverse backgrounds and occupations. They play a valuable role in the community, and they deserve to have a comfortable and convenient place to call home. Now, through the Chimes at North Bethesda, we are going to do that, just that, provide a convenient place to call home for many. The story that brings us here today started 5 years ago when a broker shared this opportunity with MHP. And I'll say that many market rate developers were salivating at this site and couldn't make it work. And we obviously were looking for places near transit where there could be at least 100 units of affordable housing in which we could provide community services and a community center, and so we jumped at the chance. Warren Montori, a former NIH researcher and well-known real estate developer, was selling his substantial holdings in the vicinity. 11901 Neville Street, this parcel was the last one for sale, and as I said, after many failed deals, Mr. Montori was looking for a sure bet. MHP and our project partners worked together to come up with a detailed plan that would allow and enable the property to comply with local regulations and convince the seller that our deal would go through. We assessed the land, which includes a stream bed and sloped area and terrain elements that we had to approach very creatively. We met with experts from our project team, and together we came up with a strong plan to help our vision become a reality. Throughout the process, we endured a pandemic, we faced skyrocketing construction costs, and dealt with rising interest rates. Just another day for MHP. But thanks to the help of a lot of people who are all here today, we found somehow a way to persevere. And as we stand here together on a plane of dirt, we see the potential of what is to come, and you can see here as well. Today we start to lay a new foundation. So out of the rubble will rise 163 new quality affordable homes within walking distance of public transit, which is critically important. The unique design of the Chimes at North Bethesda will be an asset to the community and a place residents will feel proud to call home. The 7-story building will have amenities such as a community room, on-site leasing office, outdoor rear deck, underground parking, and landscaped green space. We will also enhance the space beyond the building's walls, providing a nature overlook with stream restoration, new bike and pedestrian paths, and a pocket park for all to enjoy. Musical Chimes will add charm and beauty to the property. These features mean that young people living here can benefit from MHP's award-winning community life programs. For the youth, working adults can access jobs and resources. Seniors and people with disabilities can enjoy the accessibility they need and deserve. And all residents can experience the stability of a comfortable, modern, affordable home. The dirt you see here, and which we will dig into as a symbolic gesture, represents the possibilities and potential of this place and our commitment to the residents who will help this vibrant community thrive. Today, we stand here thanks to the support of many. And so first, I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge several current and former MHP board members who have joined us today. We have Sarah Daines, Ms. Matteo Diop, Helene Goldberg, Nancy Holland, Lisa Rother, Jean Siegel, Pat Harris, Lucy Freeman, and Jackie Simon. Let's give a round of applause. These folks give of their time, their talent, and their treasure, making MHP what it is today. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all of MHP staff. Can I have MHP staff raise their hands? These folks are the heart and soul of this great organization, and I want to take a moment to especially recognize MHP's Director of Real Estate, John McCall, and our Vice President of Real Estate, Stephanie Rudman, who made this project a reality. You just don't realize it takes like so many meetings, strategy, planning, thinking outside the box to make this project happen. And without their hard work and dedication, we would not be here today. Also want to take a moment to thank Artie Harris and Don Haig, who were involved in the early stages of acquiring this site, negotiating it, and the entitlement process. Also like to thank LaToya Thomas of Brick and Story over there, who's making sure we have everything set up, our generator is working, the speaker, everything else is on target today. So thanks for all your hard work. Also want to thank our neighbors. You know, all too often we see, you know, whether it's in Montgomery County or around the country, you know, affordable housing facing sort of NIMBY opposition. But in this case, we received a welcoming response from our neighbors, and we look forward to continuing to work together. Most importantly, this work and this project would not be done without the support of the county and the state and federal government and our elected officials, as well as the housing policies and the funding that they enact to support the development of affordable housing. And so we're very fortunate to have so many leaders who support our work and support affordable housing in this county. I'd like to recognize a number of the elected officials who are here with us today. Our County Executive, Mark Elridge, County Council President, Andrew Friedson, our Council Vice President, Kate Stewart, CDA Director of Rental Lending, Ed Barnett, right there, and I haven't seen him, but Somerset Mayor Jeffrey Slavin was supposed to be here. We also were supposed to see Evan Glass. I'm not sure if he's made it yet. And we have Diana Eisenstadt from the office of Senator Chris Van Hollen's office. And what I will say in closing is, and something I can say with certainty, is that soon, we'll be delighting in the sound of the beautiful chimes placed throughout this property, and the knowledge that we are bringing affordable homes to our neighbors here in North Bethesda. This is an exciting time. Thank you all for being here. So I'd like to invite our County Executive, Mark Elridge, to the stage. I've known Mark since his days on the City Council in Tacoma Park, through his days at the County Council, now County Executive. He's always been a supporter of affordable housing. He's always strategizing. He's always available for us to talk about issues as it relates to affordable housing. So without ado, I want to thank County Executive and turn it over to you.
Thank you. This is a really amazing project. And I don't know if people realize it, but there are probably thousands of units now on the short list of going forward in Montgomery County. A major project up in Emery Grove, a major project across the street around Pike and Rose. Big projects with big numbers of affordable housing. And it's ironic we're doing this at a time when the federal government's about to shrink away from this, apparently, which will make our jobs harder. But MHP has always figured out a way to go forward. And we've dealt with different presidents. We've dealt with this president before. We'll deal with this president again. But we're going to keep building affordable housing. And you've done remarkable things. You didn't mention your project on Forest Glen Road. You've got a project in Wheaton where we're combining their next development with an arts project that'll bring an arts center to the region. You've got more in the works, and I've heard you're actually working with somebody that we were working with, and may soon acquire a project that's supposed to be 1,000 units off of Executive Boulevard. So that's exciting stuff when you're building that much affordable housing. So I want to thank you. The cost of renting, and I think we know of home ownership, continues to climb. Wages are not nearly keeping pace with the increase in housing costs, and it affects a significant number of our residents, and continues to do this no matter what we've done with minimum wage, no matter how much of this we try to do. Housing prices keep leaping forward. That's why the Chimes at North Bethesda is as significant as it is. It's an $86 million project. The county has somewhere between $19 and $20 million in this. And, when people ask why we're doing this, it's like there would be no affordable housing if the government were not playing a role in this. If we were to get the 12.5% to 15% that we get off a normal project, we would never do anything in this county. We wouldn't even come close to addressing it. This is an entirely affordable project. That only comes when you have nonprofit developers that understand the mission and know they've got to get this done. And you've got a government, and it's both, my side of the street and the council side of the street, that's willing to put money into it, because this obviously doesn't happen with money. And you also have partners like Truist, like Amazon, who understand that if they're going to build things and invest in this community, they've got to invest in housing that the workforce can actually live in this community. You can't only build high-end housing and have no room for the people who are going to work here. Every new building and business that goes up around here is going to need to be cleaned. Everybody who wants to get lunch is going to be going to a place where the wages are not particularly great, but they're jobs that people need, and they're going to feed these people here. The grocery stores, all the things that support life here require workers who are not at the top of the pay scale, but at the lower end of the pay scale. And we have to be conscious about producing housing. It cannot be an afterthought. It can't be what you get left over. It's got to be deliberate. I want to thank you for the 1, 2, and 3 bedroom mix here. 3 bedrooms are a real rarity. We get 1s and 2s. 3s are hard to come by. 3 is the difference really between getting a family into housing and not. You can get an adult and maybe their first kid, but as soon as an adult is into the second kid, they're pretty much looking for a 3-bedroom unit. And the absence of 3-bedroom units in multifamily housing in Montgomery County is a real problem, both in the market and in projects like this. If it's in the market housing, it means that people who are going to raise families wind up not living in the centers. So if you think your centers are going to be high rises with apartments, but the apartments don't have more than 2 bedrooms, then you pretty much don't have any families living there. And we need to think of a way to bring about a more complete mix of housing, even when we're talking about our urban centers. The 91, 60 to 80% of area median income units are important, but I also want to thank you. The 72 deeply affordable units, between 30 and 50% of AMI, are another rarity in this project. Normally we just get, MPDUs. And so getting these extra units, 72 extra units, not some trivial little number, but a real number, of 30 to 50% makes a big difference here. And doing this in a green way. I don't know if you talked to Duffy, as you were doing this, but, we have an example of a project on the other side of the county that is net zero. And it can be done. And he did it in an affordable housing project. So once these things are done, it can be done anywhere. I want to thank your other partners, Freddie Mac, Grand Bridge Real Estate Capital, Neighborhood Works, and Truist, and especially Enterprise. We've doing a lot of work with Enterprise. Enterprise is actually working with us on a project where we're helping churches figure out how they can use their land for housing. So Enterprise has been a really good player for us, and I look forward to being able to work more with them. I look forward to being able to work more with you. Apparently, like I said, I was told that you were engaged in a property that we were engaged in, and so I guess you're going to be our new partner on that property, and that's really exciting because that putting 500 more houses along with these over here in the vicinity of this community and all the jobs that are going to come here is a big deal. Thank you very much. Without hurting yourself.
Yep. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate your remarks. Now I'd thrilled to have Council President Andrew Friedson here today. I appreciate his support. I will say I've worked very closely with Councilmember Friedson. From the day he was elected, he's been thinking about strategizing with us. How do we get more funding for affordable housing? He created the acquisition fund, and we've worked many days, many hours trying to make it all happen. So it's great to have a good friend and supporter of affordable housing in Council President Andrew Friedson.
Thank you, Rob. It is such an honor to be able to partner with you and with MHP. I am so excited to be here with Council Vice President Stewart. I had the privilege of representing this area as my district in the last term. Vice President Stewart now represents it in this term, and is just incredibly exciting to be here. When we're talking about 163 units, when we're talking about 72 units at 50% AMI or lower, music to my ears. And the Chimes is music to the community's ears. When we look back at the 2010 plan that we had for this community, it was to reimagine a place that had world-class amenities, but also to reimagine a place that was welcoming to people from all walks of life, that was truly inclusive, and that truly reflected what and who we are in Montgomery County and what and who we value in Montgomery County. And there isn't a project that represents that and reflects that better than this one does, and I'm just so grateful to Rob Goldman, so grateful to MHP, so appreciative of the public-private partnership that we are embarking upon here to bring Chimes, to bring music, to bring the plans to life that we have long worked for. It doesn't happen by chance, it happens by choice. Intentional decisions that we make here in Montgomery County to commit to subsidizing affordable housing. And I will be clear, this is high-end housing. Affordable should never mean lower quality. It should only mean lower rents. And that only happens when we subsidize the difference. We subsidize it with, in this case, a unique Rob Goldman special with MHP with a blended 9% and 4% tax credit, something that we haven't seen before, something that MHP has essentially invented, which reflects the level of sophistication and the creativity that is required to bring affordable housing projects to life, and what makes us so fortunate to have partners like MHP who think differently about how to deliver communities like this. So thank you to everybody who has been involved in this. This is truly a Herculean effort to have the 3-bedroom and 2-bedroom units that we've talked about, to make sure that we have 163 affordable units that are here, to have deeply affordable, over 70 deeply affordable units within it. It doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. And the choices that taxpayers make to value this work, the choices that nonprofit partners and donors and board members make, the choices that the community has made to buy into this concept, to buy into this community, and to be neighbors to an amazing facility like this. So thank you to all of the partners. Thank you to MHP. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here today. We are so grateful to live in a community that values our neighbors. And it is more important than ever that we double down on that mentality and that we band together to work together to bring projects like this to life. Thank you so much for allowing me to be part of it.
Thank you, Councilmember Friedson. It's now my pleasure to bring forth Council Vice President Kate Stewart. I've known Kate since she was the mayor of the city of Tacoma Park. She's always been somebody who's been there to give us counsel and support, advice. She's a huge advocate for affordable housing, someone we can always depend on. And so it's great to have her here today. Council Vice President Kate Stewart.
Thank you so much, Rob, and everybody at MHP. I am also thrilled to be here. As Rob said, I've been working with MHP on projects for many years, and with each one, we see, as Council President Friedson said, the creativity, not just in how you get the projects done, the partners you pull in, and the financing, but what you bring to the community. And this, I think you're knocking it out of the park in this one, because this project really brings together MHP's vision and dedication to building community with partners from the state, county, and private partners. And I know our representatives from our Housing and Community Affairs Department are here. I saw Scott and Summer. I want to give them a round of applause as well, because having that vision at our staff level and working to help make these projects come to fruition is so important as well. And we have amazing staff in the county doing that work. And you are building, as has been said, deeply affordable housing near transit, near amenities. We have a grocery store with a pharmacy, which is so important to people as we think about how people are receiving their health care these days. We have a pocket park, pedestrian and bike infrastructure, and the wonderful interactive chimes that are going to be part of this development. But what I want to emphasize is what's unique about MHP projects is that they center people and the people in their projects. And I'm always thrilled to hear when a project has Brick and Story as part of it, because I know you're truly centering the people and what they need. Because this project not only is going to deliver all those affordable units and the wonderful things we've talked about, the 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments, but it also includes a community center and classrooms. So think about that. Because those are the pieces of a project that lots of times when people are making the math work get cut or aren't even included in the beginning. But to really create community in these projects, you need to have those gathering spaces for members of our community. And this is really about creating spaces for families, for children, for people to come together to learn and to be in community with each other. So I just want to say thank you so much to the whole MHP team, everyone who made this possible. With this project and others that we've been able to celebrate recently here in the Pike District, we're really making North Bethesda a place to come and see. We're building something special in what was largely an industrial warehouse part of our county. And so we can and we are doing big things here in North Bethesda to achieve our housing, climate, and transportation goals all at once, while providing an excellent quality of life and building community. So thank you very much. Council President Friedson, and we have a certificate to give to you. It's in recognition, the Chimes at North Bethesda and the groundbreaking of a transformative, affordable housing development that provides hundreds of transit-oriented multifamily units with appreciation for fostering a vibrant, inclusive community for Montgomery County residents. Here you go.
Yep, thank you.
Now I'm doing that.
Okay, thank you so much, Councilmember Stewart. I do also, I likewise want to give really a shout out to DHCA, Director Scott Bruton, Summers here, and the guy who's been doing the hard work day to day is Roderick Simpson, and really want to thank him for his work on this project. Really appreciate all that you do to make it happen and make it really the great thing. I can't emphasize enough. The thing I tell people anywhere and everywhere, you can always rely on the county and their department. These deals, as we've heard, are complex. Having a partner that is reliable, gets it done, makes it happen, is very refreshing. And talking about refreshing, here now we got another partner, and the guy, whenever I have a problem, the guy I call is Ed Barnett. He makes it, smooths it all out, figures it all out, and he is here today on behalf of Secretary Jake Day. Secretary Day spent the day here in Montgomery County very recently, and we were able to talk to him and share with him this important project, which he was very excited about. So it's great to have Ed Barnett.
Good morning. So I am thrilled to join you today on this great occasion for Montgomery County. And I bring greetings on behalf of Governor Moore, Lieutenant Governor Miller, and Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, Secretary Jake Day. And Secretary Jake Day sends his regrets that he could not be here today, but I'm proud to represent DHCD in our involvement with the Chimes at North Bethesda. As Maryland's housing's place-based economic development agency, that is us, DHCD, a major part of our mission is to ensure everyone has access to affordable housing. The Chimes at North Bethesda is the kind of affordable housing that DHCD wants to invest in. And it is a great example of how state and local government, along with nonprofit and private sector, can come together to improve the lives of Marylanders. As a state agency, DHCD supplies expertise and money, that's why I have this green, to ensure developments like this one that we're celebrating today are successful. But we truly recognize the vision begins on a local level. The department enjoys a long, successful partnership with Montgomery County and provides affordable housing and creates livable and vibrant cities. And that's due to the fact that this county has great leaders and organizations who understand the needs of the people who live and work here. The dedication of Montgomery County and its residents is what makes developments like this, the Chimes at North Bethesda, happen. On behalf of the Moore-Miller administration, Secretary Day, and the entire DHCD team, I want to congratulate Montgomery Housing Partnership and everyone involved in creating more affordable housing in this community. The Chimes at North Bethesda is a building block. It's stacked upon what's happening elsewhere in the county and will bring us closer to a better and more prosperous Maryland. We look forward to cutting the ribbons really soon, and congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Ed. I appreciate it, and really appreciate the leadership of the governor and our representatives in the Maryland Assembly and the Senate. These projects, as we heard earlier, we can be as creative as we can get, but at the end of the day, there needs to be some creative pot of money out there, both of the county and the state, and the governor has come through, and our elected officials have come through in making sure that there is that funding. So we appreciate that. There are many development partners who really help make this happen, so I do want to recognize our architects, Horde Copeland Mocht. If you guys raise your hand. Our general contractor that's back there working hard, but we got Donahoe Construction, if folks could raise their hand. There's a lot of work that the civil engineer has to do, especially on a project like this. So want to recognize VICA Maryland. If someone's here from there, raise your hand. And, when this thing gets built, we got to lease it up, and we got to make sure that we're providing quality, affordable housing and serving our residents to the best we can. And our property management company is Habitat America. There's a lot of funding, a lot of complicated brain damage. As you heard, we did one of the first 4%, 9% twin deals here. A lot of sort of things that happen. And one of our financing partners that really helped make it happen is Truist, helped us work through all these various issues. So I'd like to call forward Steve Smith, who's the Senior Vice President for Truist.
Thank you, Rob. It's a great day to be here. I agree with all the things that have been said, and it's a great day when we come together for the groundbreaking, only to be overshadowed by the grand opening, which we look forward to very soon. I'm Steve Smith, Relationship Manager for Truist Community Capital. And at Truist, our purpose is to inspire and build better lives in communities. And we believe there's no better way to do that than to invest in affordable housing in our communities. We know affordable housing has a positive, stabilizing force on families, allowing folks to live and thrive in their home. And the Chimes is a great example where 163 families will be able to do just that in such a great location, transit-oriented, and we're just really excited to be here. Our role at Truist, in our continued commitment to investing in Maryland, we provided $77 million in investment and loans, along with $21 million from our partners at Grand Bridge Real Estate Capital. So that's almost $100 million, and we are very excited about that, and we're very proud of that because it represents our commitment to this community and to working with great partners like MHP. I've known the MHP team for about 20 years now, although this is Truist's first opportunity to work with MHP. So first of all, thank you for your business, and we look forward to many future projects like this where we will bring even more money to the next one. So congratulations to... Stephanie likes that one. That's right. That's right. That's right. Congratulations to Rob, Stephanie, John McCall. I was going to say, John, you're the Rookie of the Year, but you're really just a great free agent hire. Just came on with MHP, did a fabulous job working through this and navigating all the ups and downs of a closing, but great to work with all of you, and we'll see you at the grand opening.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it, and we appreciate all your money, and we're making space in the vault for the batch coming next. Also want to thank, as one of our project development partners, Building Consultants Inc. I know Carol's here. You just can't imagine all the complications that come up, even with all the smart people, and it takes a group like Building Consultants Inc. to help give us sound advice and thoughts on these projects. So this is another first for us in our effort to be creative, as we've talked about, and really want to recognize sort of the Amazon Housing Equity Fund. They really have stepped up. Amazon, is a major employer in this region and has really committed dollars to housing people, providing affordable homes. And so when I first met the president or head of the Housing Equity Fund, I talked about this project, and they're really committed to transit-oriented development, and really we're excited from the moment I mentioned this development and how important it is. And so we have the very unusual situation of the Housing Equity Fund granting us $2.2 million for this development. Now, the current president or principal, Senthil Sankaran, couldn't make it today. He's very disappointed. But we have Patrick Filippi here today to say a few words. And again, can't thank you enough for all your support.
Thank you, Rob. Hello, everybody. Just thrilled to be here. I mean, as we've heard, it takes a lot of different people doing a lot of different things, organizations, public, private, to bring this together. And Amazon is thrilled to be a part of that. Amazon's Housing Equity Fund is obviously all about building housing, but really Amazon's piece of that, as the county executive said and many have said, we really do believe everybody should have a beautiful place to live that they can afford. And so that is why the Chimes is such an important project. Rob mentioned transit-oriented housing. Really, almost all of our housing is built along transit because we view that as economic opportunity, of course. When you live somewhere like Bethesda that has access to incredible schools, transit, jobs, really what everybody wants in their life and their family, is why we are so happy to be here. And as everybody said, can't wait to be here for the ribbon cutting, and are happy to be here for the groundbreaking. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate it. Now, we're in for a special treat. We've heard from some great people who are doing some great things to help make this project happen. But at the end of the day, this is about providing affordable housing for low and moderate income residents. And we'd be remiss if we didn't share with you the point of view of a resident so we can really appreciate what this means. And so it is a great honor to have Jacqueline Gaspard here, who's going to share a few words telling her story and perspective. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Gaspard, and I am pleased to share my story with you. Today's event is about the importance of a strong foundation for buildings and for people. Today, I am grateful to be with so many of you who have helped MHP make this possible. And I hope hearing from me inspires you as much as your support has inspired me. My story began in Haiti, a place I love and miss, despite the challenges facing the country today. At age 20, my family and I moved to Maryland for a better life. Those first years were hard. My family has to split up to live with different relatives until my parents could afford our own apartment. But even when we found a place, housing was difficult. Repairs were very slow and security was poor. During those years, I became a licensed cosmetologist. Still, I wanted more. I decided to train as a certified nursing assistant or CNA, despite the challenges I face. You see, polio, which I got as a child, has caused weakness on the entire left side of my body. I studied and was proud to graduate, but eventually had to leave my job. I studied and I was supposed to graduate, but eventually has to leave my job as a CNA due to the physical demand of the job. Then life changed again, this time for the better. I was finally able to have a child who we named Bathsheba, now almost 3 years old. She brings us joy and strength, reminding me of the importance of stability. Now, with another child on the way, I am even more convinced about the need for a true foundation to raise my family. We discovered MHP by accident. One day, my mother and I saw a friend carrying heavy bags, so we offered to help. On our walk, she shared that she lived in a beautiful community for seniors run by MHP. Soon after that, we applied for an MHP apartment. After a short wait, we were welcomed into an apartment that felt like home from the start. MHP has given us more than a roof over our heads. It has provided a community, a wonderful circle of neighbors and friends, including other Haitians who understand our journey and share our dreams. In a place like this, I feel empowered. MHP's foundation will allow me to focus on raising my children and building a better future for them. Further, MHP is helping me discover new careers. I've been translating for other residents in my building, and Ms. Brunette of MHP has referred me to a program called Career Catchers to help me with job retraining skill. I am excited. Today, I ask you to continue supporting MHP's mission. This inspiring event isn't just the start of a building, it's the beginning of a brighter day. You help make dreams possible by creating hope, stability, and opportunities for families. I am deeply grateful for all of you who support MHP's vision. Thank you for helping MHP build not only homes, but futures. Your generosity strengthens us all.
Okay, that was inspiring. Let's give another round of applause for Jacqueline. So, just understand, this is why we do the work we do. This is why we put in the hard work. This is why we ask for the funding. This is why you support the funding. This is why we all make it happen. So, thank you all. Lastly, there's a few people I'll just quickly want to recognize in terms of our community financial partners. We talked about State of Maryland, CDA, and revitalization programs and the Housing Community Development, the Montgomery County Department of Housing and Community Affairs, Freddie Mac, Amazon Housing Equity Fund, Capital One, Grand Bridge, NeighborWorks America, Truist, and Enterprise. So let's give a round of applause for all our financing partners. Okay, now, for the reason we're here, let's go break some ground. We're going to do this right outside the tent.